Hi everybody, this is M from DIYM. So happy Halloween. I'm gonna try to release this right on Halloween since basically if you'd notice my new schedule is now on Thursdays. I don't know if that's going to change, I'm not sure, but I didn't really mean to make this right on Halloween or anything like that. But yeah, I felt like I might as well do some sort of cool video, whether you want to craft along with me or not, it's up to you. So I did this for Halloween a couple years ago. I just thought that they'd be really, really cute on, I don't know, a gift for Halloween or a boo basket or something like that, or like a fun gift tag. So I kind of sort of remember how I made them. So I'm just going to take you along on the journey of how I made them and how I'm making them now. So I don't have a die for these specific McDonald's boo bucket. There are dies apparently online. I don't know if they still have them right now because I'm making this video in the past a little bit. So they may be too seasonal, or they did bring them out one year and then they brought them back another year. But anyways, there's a place online called the Sassy Club and they make really cute stamps and dies. So apparently they made a die set for these boo buckets. But again, I made this die before I even saw the Sassy Club dies. I wanted to purchase them, but it's kind of expensive for people in Canada just for the shipping alone, all the customs and stuff. So I just decided against doing it, and then I figured because I have this instead, it's gonna work a little bit better for me. So this is actually a die from KS Craft, which I'll show you right now. So it's basically like this. It's got candy and stuff. I have a little picture. I like to print out the little pictures. So it's actually like a shaker, but I just made it flat here, and I think it turned out really, really cute. But yeah, I also printed up just like a picture reference for, I'm just going to put that there for now in front of them, for the McDonald's Happy Meal boo buckets from years and years and years ago. I think they re-released them. This is the classic version that they came out with, but they released them years ago. So I used this as a template for the face and the general shape of these little tags. But this is actually what I used first. So for all these guys, if you notice, the top of this is pretty much the exact same, right? So I basically cut out a bunch of these shapes right here originally. So these two are supposed to be very similar. They're pretty much the same sort of shape. I did a completely different shape for this, obviously, because, you know, the witch has a little witch hat. So I used the KS Craft die, this one specifically, which hopefully I'll try to link everything down below as much as I can, whatever I can find online. I'll put that down below in the description. Okay, so I had that die, and then I bought this die. It looks almost like a crest. So that's kind of what I did for this part. I basically cut off things right here. This is also glow-in-the-dark paper that I used in my glow-in-the-dark sticker video. I'm gonna link the link for that as well down below and maybe above, depending. So this is the same material that I used for that, and I actually talk about this a little bit in that particular video, so I figured I'd do a little tutorial on how I did this, just in case you guys were interested. So I basically used that for a lot of these guys, and then I just cut off the bottom. So if you notice, the bottom is a little bit wobbly. It's just because I kind of cut it just to be in the general sort of shape of things. So I basically got, it's almost like a crest nesting die. I'll see if I can find this. I'm not too sure if I can, but if I do, I'll try to link that down below. We're not going to necessarily use this though for this. I mean, if you'd like to use this to do my old method of doing things, that's perfectly fine. You can totally do that. So what I did was I already had these guys, so I just made a sort of template. I used a little different paper, so this one's a little bit brighter green. I just traced around this to get this particular shape, and then I cut out 2 things of cardstock. So I'm basically just going to mount these on top of each other just for a little bit of sturdiness, and so that you don't see through things. And then I'm just going to glue this on top just so it looks like a little lid, like that. And then, so I already cut out this part, which is actually this part of the die. So I took this part of this KS Craft die. So it's this part right here. As you can see here, it's the same handle part. So I have those all cut out. There's at least 3 that I'm making. So what I do is I glue this on the back of here, and then I glue on the backing piece so that when you flip it around, you don't really see this part as easily. I'll glue this all down and you'll see this in a second. Yeah, so you don't really see that part as much. And then it looks more like a tag, and you can write to, from, whatever you want there as well. So I might do things a little bit differently with this one. So I have the glow-in-the-dark one here, and then I also did the orange jack-o'-lantern one as well. So I'm going to assemble that the same way as I just showed you. And then I made these stencils right from these faces, right? I have that one too. So what I might do, I might actually cut it out the same way I did for this one. So what I did was I took the leftover from here, from the handles, and I used that to make these faces, just so that things weren't wasted too much. Which was the most complicated face, so I'm probably just going to use the stencil that I made here to stencil it onto here. And same with this guy. Again, I don't know how well that's going to work on this particular material, if I can actually even just use a regular marker, because it might take forever for the ink to dry. So I might end up cutting out this space and gluing that down the same way I did here. I might use this stencil just so I can line things up a little bit more. And if I want to make things glittery, I'll just use a regular marker and then I'll just make things glittery afterwards. I think I drew this on by hand, which it's a little wobbly, but I'll see what I can do this time. If I can do it a little bit of a better job, we'll see. Maybe not. I don't want to jinx myself, but anyways, I made them like that. Oh yeah, I was going to say this face was the most complicated, except for this mole. She's got this little mole here. I mean, it's a little bit bigger here, but I took a hole punch. I have like a 1/4-inch hole punch. If you can find smaller, that's even better, but to use that, and I just punched this material. I just cut a little hole out when I was done, and then I just glued that on. I'm going to use my Barely Arts glue to glue everything down. If you want to, you can always make your own stencils by maybe finding images on the computer and making your own little templates like this. Maybe just tracing around it, making a template and cutting things out. Try to make sure that it's around the same size as this if you decide to use the same handle. If not, you can always make a handle a different way too. I just find that KS scrap die was actually pretty straightforward and easy to do, at least these two. It wasn't exactly easy to make the witch. So I'm just going to glue a lot of this stuff off screen. So I was able to glue everything together. Looks pretty good. I mean, I can trim off this a little bit better, but it's not too bad. They look pretty good from behind, I think, too. So if you wanted to say something like Happy Halloween Boo or whatever, you can do that. I made the lids look like they're overlapping this time because this here, I had this guy going behind this shape. So it looks like the lid is inside, in a sense. So this, I made it look like it's over top now. And you can always add details if you'd like I did here, but you don't have to necessarily do that. What I'm going to do now, so I don't think I'm going to do this guy here. I might just flip one of these around and do a little stencil just so I can cut that out. But I will do a little stencil on these guys here. I'm just going to take a nice orange pencil for Halloween, and then I'm going to go over things with marker. Oh, it's a little off. Oh, that's okay. I'll fix that. This is a little tougher. I have to line it up a little bit. See, this is exactly why we do things in pencil first. You never know if things are going to line up properly. That's a bit better. Just have to fix this guy a little bit. His eyes kind of look like cantaloupes. His nose looks a little bit off. Something like that. And then I will at least do some eyes or do a mouth and cut these guys out separately. See how much I can get on here. Let's try to do the same eye. Okay, so I'll just cut that out. Let's cut that out right now. Oh yeah, I think I remember now. I cut it out like a round shape like this. And I think I used my hole punch for that. So that'll make things a lot easier. I'm just using embroidery scissors. You guys can use whatever sharp little scissors you have. I know a lot of people don't like using embroidery scissors to cut paper because it dulls them and all this sort of stuff. I don't think that's true. I think people just say that to make sure that kids don't overuse their scissors. But I mean, I don't know. I haven't really seen a lot of dulling, to be honest, with these scissors. They're very sharp. So yeah, this one's probably the easiest one to cut out of cardstock or whatever you have. So I'm going to use my 1/4-inch hole punch again. Again, you can use whatever you want, but this is what I'm going to use. Just try to line up this thing here. There we go, like that. So it's a little more perfect. And I think this is another way I made the mole on the witch. I will glue this first before I start going over this with marker. Oh, here. Uh-oh, did I do this wrong? Oh, I did this wrong. Shoot. Okay, well this happens. That's fine. So what I'll do, so it goes the right way, I'm going to trace out, well that was silly, I didn't even think about that. I'm going to trace this out, there, maybe along here. Sometimes you make mistakes that you don't mean to make, so I'm glad I'm doing this now. Sometimes things go the wrong way and sometimes things go the right way, it's okay. It's trial and error. This is what I did originally when I was making these guys. I just cut this stuff out here. That's better. Okay. So I'm just going to glue things down like this. I try not to put too much glue on. Sometimes stuff happens with glue. I'll just lift that up. I'm just going to take some paper towel and just dab this real quick before it dries. got a little bit of water on it just to wipe this away a little bit easier. Just that a little bit better. All right, so it's pretty much the same as that one, almost. I'm just gonna let that dry, and I will put this back in so that doesn't dry out. So again, you can do this the way that I did this before and similarly to this, but I'm going to try a different method this time, and then I'm gonna put this to dry over here. So I'm just gonna concentrate on these guys now. I love a zigzag mouth, it's really cute. I feel like these guys have a similar mouth, but those guys are similar because they're jack-o'-lanterns, basically. If you want things to be straighter, you can use a ruler here, but I'm just gonna wing it. So yeah, in case you guys are interested, I'm just using a Micron 05. Okay, so I'm using that Micron, and then I'm using another Micron. This is a Pigma brush, so I'm just going to fill in things a little bit easier. I'm just gonna outline with the 5, and then I'm just gonna fill it in with this brush one. I mean, you can use all of the above. You can use different markers, you can use Sharpies, whatever you want to do. You can even use puff paints, glitter afterwards, whatever you want. This looks much better once you fill it in. If you want, you can go over it a few times too, if you don't love how it looks. I'm just going to be a little perfectionist here and try to get this pencil out of this design a little bit without having to erase stuff. Alright, so that guy looks pretty good. Looks kind of similar to this one, right? I'll do some more marker details at the top of these guys. And then, is this the brush one? Yeah, this is the brush one, so I'll do that one in a moment. And I don't think the design is the exact same as the original witch, because I think she's got more hair and stuff, but I just made it simplified a bit just to suit the die a little bit more, so they're all the same size. I'm just gonna fill this in because it's gonna be a little harder to get in with the brush marker. Maybe this too. Okay, now I might see if I can define these guys. Let's see what markers I used originally. I'm trying to remember. Do this just so it has more of a defined line. Might have used this actually. It might have been this one, maybe, that I used. So this is a Faber-Castell brush marker. So hopefully this was the one that I used. Well, it's a little bit different, but that's okay. If you want to, you can define this part a little bit more too. You don't have to necessarily do this, but I'm going to this time. Okay, so let's make it kind of pumpkin-y. So this is going to be freehand because I don't really have a stencil for this. There, looks kind of pumpkin-like. Great, that works. I'm going to use this one. I'll just put this guy aside because he looks cute. So these are the two that I just made. And then let's see if I can do something with this witch. I'm just going to go straight across. You don't have to do this at all, but you can if you'd like. And then I think I'll just do a little arch here. It's a little wobbly, but that's okay. Okay. Yeah, so this marker, in case anybody cares, I don't even know if this one's even made anymore. I don't even know where I got this. I must have got it in my old art store. I think it's called Color Point Detail Coloring. I don't even know where this came from. It says Peachtree Playthings. I don't even know if this even exists anymore, guys. But this is what I used for those, in case you're interested in that. Okay, so these are the new ones that I made. These are the inspirational dies that I used for this. This is the picture inspiration. But yeah, I think these turned out pretty cute. I don't know, what do you guys think? I might do a little thing where you can see these guys glowing in the dark. This is them glowing in the dark. They glow pretty well, as you can see here, right? The one on the left is the new one that I just did, and then the one on the right is the old one that I did. You can sort of see the pumpkin thing right below it, because I didn't really use that as a template. That was the original, right? But yeah, they glow so well. This is crazy glowy paper. Anyways, guys, I hope you like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you liked me making these little tags. You can totally make things like this or like this, whichever way you want. I used the glow-in-the-dark paper that's a little hard to ink on, so that's why I did this. But you do you. If you find vinyl stickers or just stickers in general, it is the way to go. You can totally do that too. Anyways, I hope you guys had fun watching this, and this is just like a fun little tutorial on Halloween. I just wanted to do something really cute and fun, but not too complicated. Something that you guys could potentially follow along with if you wanted to. Or you could just save this for next year in case you want to get the same dies, or You can even do some crafting after Halloween if you'd like, unless you're in full-on Christmas mode. But yeah, you can make these and then use them for next year if you want to make a bunch of these, if you're still in Halloween craft mode. If you guys like this tutorial and you want to show this to somebody, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it. Okay, anyways, I hope everybody has an awesome and safe Halloween, and take care, everybody. Have a good one. Happy Halloween. Woo! Bye.